Nicole and Jasmine Synder lived with their mother, Marie Synder, and her girlfriend, Echo Butler, in a trailer in Hepburn Township, PA, after she won full custody of them in 2015. Marie and the girls had moved in the trailer with Echo after she separated from their dad, Joshua Synder. At first, they were just friends, but their relationship eventually became romantic. Marie initially shared custody with Joshua until she claimed he sexually abused one of the girls and filed for primary custody. She later admitted the abuse claim was a lie, but Joshua Synder lost custody and visitation rights of Nicole and Jasmine after he failed to appear in court. Joshua was out of town taking care of a relative and was unaware of the custody and visitation hearing. He was informed when he returned to town that he was not allowed to visit or see the girls. He last saw his children in 2015, which was also the last time any educational or official personnel had any contact with him. Prior to his visits being taken away, Joshua was receiving 12-hour supervised visits each week. Echo did not want the girls at the residence. She hated them. So Marie, putting Echo before her girls, conspired with Echo to kill the girls by intentionally starving them to death. They were also physically and emotionally abused. Some of the abuse included hitting them with open and closed fists and bashing their heads against the walls and the floor, rubbing their faces in their feces and urine if they had an accident, and forcing them to take cold showers against their will because Echo didn't feel that they deserved hot water. Nicole and Jasmine's younger brother also lived with them, but was not reported to be abused. Echo showed favoritism towards Jesse and treated him differently than she treated Nicole and Jasmine. Efforts were made by family members to see Nicole, Jasmine, and their younger brother, but were denied. Marie filed 2 protection from abuse orders against Joshua to keep him away. The first one was issued in 2015 when Marie accused him of inappropriately touching one of the girls. However, there was no proof and Joshua was never charged. The second abuse order issued in 2018 and expired September 17, 2021. Followed allegations by Marie that Joshua threatened to use a gun on her. She claimed that she was scared for her life because he had assaulted her during their marriage. Ronald and Michelle Butler owned the home and were the parents of Echo. They admitted to knowing about the abuse but did nothing about it. It was even reported that Ronald had helped Echo on one occasion patch holes in the residence that she created after throwing Nicole against the wall and splitting her head open. Michelle admitted that she, along with Marie and Echo, watched Nicole take her last breath and watched Marie and Echo bury Nicole in the backyard. A caseworker recalled having contact with Jasmine years before and asked Marie to see her. Marie told the caseworker that Jasmine was staying with a friend because she did not have a bed and was being homeschooled, but she would not identify the friend that she was staying with. A detective attempted to see the girls with no luck, but left his card at the door and requested to be contacted. Ronald Butler called the detective back the next day, and when the detective asked about Nicole and Jasmine, Ronald responded they were with a friend. The next time he spoke to the detective, he told the detective that Marie and Echo had moved out and he had not talked to them. Michelle Butler claimed she did not know the location of the Synder children and that their mother and Echo had left the residence. Multiple neighbors reported seeing the younger brother, but not the 2 young girls after Michelle claimed Echo and Marie had moved out. A search warrant was issued when children and youth learned that the younger sibling was not in school, had speech issues, and was not toilet trained. The search led to discovery of Nicole and Jasmine's remains found in shallow graves on November 5th and 6th, 2021 in the backyard of the Butler's trailer along 653 Livermore Road in Hepburn Township, PA. Joshua felt if children and youth had done wellness checks, the girls would still be alive. His calls requesting wellness checks were never returned. Marie kept her daughter's deaths a secret for several years and continued to collect child support and food stamps as though they were both still alive. Dale Fisher, a neighbor and relative, testified that during a party at the Livermore address, he and several other people at the home ate pizza and ice cream and cake, while the two girls were only allowed to eat a small amount of cold peas served directly from the can. Fisher said 2 other visits caused him concern, including the last time he saw Nicole. During that visit, Butler was giving her a bath, and he heard blood-curdling screaming coming from the bathroom. When he asked what was going on, he didn't get a response. This prompted him and his wife to call children and youth. They showed up, but obviously nothing was done. Lisa Shoemaker, Echo Butler's aunt, reported to police that the couple had even tried to sell Nicole for $1,000, but had backed out in fear that Joshua Snyder would find out. Shoemaker also revealed that after she expressed concern to Marie over how Echo was disciplining the girls, that Jasmine was allowed to stay with her much of 2015. When she first came to stay, Shoemaker said she observed bruises and marks on Jasmine's body. Marie worked at a nearby nursing home, and Echo watched the girls while she worked. She admitted during her court appearance that Nicole and Jasmine were subject to intense physical and verbal abuse, restraint, and starvation. During Echo's hearing, Marie testified against Echo to avoid the death penalty. Marie testified that the girls were being beaten and starved daily. Echo would grab their throats so they couldn't breathe and choke them until their eyes rolled to the back of their heads. Nicole was required to stand in a corner with her hands bound by rope behind her back 12 hours a day. Jasmine was confined to her car seat with her legs crossed and bound by the car seat strap because she was too young to stand in one place. Her hands were also tied so she couldn't pick at her fingers. The girls were only given small portions of food. At first they were fed 3 times a day. Then after a while they were only fed twice a day. And then after another while their feedings went to only once a day. 2 weeks prior to both of the girls' death, they were denied food and water. Marie Snyder said that her partner hated her daughters. She offered to give the girls to Joshua if he relinquished his parental rights to the younger sibling, the 3rd child, but he refused. Police found letters in the home in which Marie wrote Echo that she was sorry about these fucking bitches and that if you want them gone, they're gone. Nicole and Jasmine Synder were allegedly punished for no reason according to Michelle Butler, Echo's mother. She said that the girls behaved like normal children and were not bad as her daughter had claimed. Nicole died at the Livermore Roadhouse address in May of 2016 and was buried in a tote in the backyard beside a shed. She weighed just 5 pounds, couldn't speak, was very pale, unable to stand, and her hair had begun falling out. Marie claimed to have attempted to call 911. However, Echo and Michelle Butler stopped her. 911 called back and she told the 911 operator that her child had accidentally dialed the 911. Marie and Echo then moved to an apartment on Catherine Street in Williamsport with Jasmine and the younger sibling. I'm saying the younger sibling because I don't want to use his name. Because she did not want to lose another child, Marie treated Jasmine great at first. During that time, children and youth went to visit the Catherine Street residence to check on Jasmine and the younger sibling, as Jasmine was playing on the floor and children and youth didn't feel there was any concern. However, Marie's treatment towards Jasmine went from good to bad, and around August 11, 2017, weighing less than a gallon of milk, Jasmine died of the same cause as her sister. She was taken back to the Livermore address and buried next to Nicole. Echo Butler will serve 2 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. Marie Snyder was given consecutive life sentences for 2 counts of first-degree murder, For the theft and fraud charges, she received 9 to 18 months for each charge to run concurrent in her 2 life sentences. As part of Michelle Butler's guilty plea, she was sentenced to 12 to 24 months in prison, but was given credit for time served. She will spend 15 years on probation. Ronald Butler was sentenced to 6 to 12 months behind bars and was given credit for time served. Nicole Elizabeth Synder, 6, of Williamsport, was carried to heaven in the arms of the angel in 2016, and her sister, Jasmine Jean Synder, 4, also of Williamsport, was carried by the angels to heaven in 2017. They were the beloved daughters of Joshua J. Synder of Muncie. Nicole was born on January 23, 2010. She was a sweet and loving big sister who loved all things purple. Jasmine was born on November 11, 2012. She was a sweet-natured sister who loved all things pink. In their brief time here on earth, they brought immense joy to their family. Alright guys, that is it for me. Let me know in the comments what you think about the case of Nicole and Jasmine Synder. These girls were homeschooled for the simple reason of covering up the abuse. Nicole and Jasmine did not deserve to die the way that they died. They were just simply innocent little girls. And unfortunately, their mother chose her mate or her partner over her girls. And for that, they lost their life. So comment below what you think about this story. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Talk to you next time.